So, world of YouTube, Ted Forsyth here. Want to go over some things that's been happening at the house. So, I got a video up, as you can see clearly. I put up on a YouTube short, but I'm showing it again just to let you know of the activity going around in my house. And mind you, I haven't set the camera up, but I know for a fact that what's going on is legit, and it's just, oh man, I mean, you can't explain no more than this. And so first off, I mean, I've had a lot of experiences in this house I'm living in, but in this video, I mean, if you watch the top of the box there, you see a black mass go right by the top of it. And there is a couple orbs that fly in and shoot into this video. But the only reason why I'm showing this again is because whatever this ghost is starting to do paranormal activity. And and one of the encounters happened to have been with my son. And, but me, I've been getting some loud bangs. So one night I was sitting in this room here. I do have a table type top, one of them folding tables. And it was given to me by my father because the wife likes to do puzzles, and my father at one time used to do the puzzles. And he made this table specifically for it, putting corners and, side rails on it, so the pieces would not fall off, all made, with plastic and leather, mind you. But I'm sitting at this table, and I was actually doing some leather work, and, kind of was one of them nights where me and the wife were kind of arguing with each other. And I'm sitting there yelling and, trying to get my point across. A little situation that unfolded with me and the wife. And as I'm doing all this yelling, mind you, I have a ring light. I have the selfie light, so much as you call them, I guess, where you put your camera on, or phone, hold your phone, and the ring light comes on. You see a lot of, barber shops using these things now, because they're ultimately hugely bright. But, so I got this plug into an extension cord, and I have to plug it into a certain outlet because it's too far from where I was sitting. So I to plug in the regular light wire. So as I'm, and it's, mind you, it's a USB cord plug. So you do need the UBS jack to plug the wire into. So I had that all snug into an extension cord. And mind you, as long as I've had this light, I never had this happen. But I'm sitting there yelling about something. And when the light just goes out, I'm like, and me, I literally just said, who the fuck shut off my light? Stop messing with my goddamn light. And I'm yelling. And, of course, my wife's like, I ain't even out there to touch your light. And, the little argument we had just... and I was like, well, I'm just talking to you. So, I'm literally right. I don't care. I know what's in this house, and I'm yelling at it. What are you doing? Shut my damn light off. Leave my goddamn light alone. Because when I went to look at the damn cord... Now this thing has a little, it has a long wire Well, not long enough to make it to the outlet on the wall, but... And in the middle of this wire, it's got a button, power button, and 2 top buttons. And I believe, yeah, one makes it's one of them LED lights, of course. And of course, there's one button to make it as bright as it can get. And then there's another button that changes the color. But the blue power button light was on. And I literally immediately looked at the wire to see if it was unplugged, but I wasn't even nowhere near this wire. So for me to even looking stupidly at the wire being unplugged, and then I looked at the blue light, I'm like, and that's when I just started yelling. So my wife, all right, the argument we had was already done and over with, because now she gives me yelling at something. She comes out, to like just turn the light back on. I'm not going to sit there and, mess around with myself, or let alone mess around with the wife and say, when I'm in a, kind of like a heated argument, and start joking around or something, throwing my light off. So I'm like, what the oh man. So after this, maybe in the next day or the day after, I woke up and I just got home. And I don't know, my wife didn't wake up and hear this, but supposedly my second oldest son literally was making chicken nuggets in a microwave. Now from the kitchen counter sink to the microwave, it's at least good, I want to say probably 4.5 feet, maybe 5 feet. So once again, that's from the kitchen sink. Picture the kitchen sink to your right, microwave to your left, about, give or take, 5 feet. Maybe even more, maybe 5.5 feet, right? So he's over at the microwave messing around with his nuggets. I guess he just had pulled them out. And lo and behold, he's got this, not that I really approve of it, but, he's 20 years old now. He's on the medical stuff, and he's got one of them, I guess you call him a hookah, glass thing, bong, and he was gonna eat, and I guess he was gonna go clean it out. And as it was sitting on the counter near the sink, that thing just went zip, smash. And when I got home that morning, I'm looking around, things are thrown all over the place. He must have got pissed off, but he said he was nowhere near this thing. And I'm like, wow. So the next day after that, I got up, I was getting the kids, trying to get them ready for school, waking them up out of the bed, and I had to get a clean pair of socks out of I have a homemade box. It looks like a, what do you call them, old storage, end of the bed type boxes, right? I forget what they're called, but mine's just a plain slapped together wooded box. But I like it. Holds all my clothes. So as I'm sitting there, taking my clothes and swinging them around, and when in the basement. Now my second oldest son don't get home until after I get home dropping off the kids. So let alone I get home about 8 o'clock. He's home about, I want to say about 7:30, maybe 7:45. I leave the house at between 7 and 7:10. So I'm in my box looking for some socks, and I hear bang downstairs. Say so like something got pushed off. So I immediately went down there, and there was nothing there. And I didn't see anything in indications of what could have fell, even though my son's room is a mess like a jerk, but literally nothing. And not only that, the same day, and this, now it moves outside. And, so yeah, I was able to get, like I probably said this before, but I needed to get Habitat for Humanity in my house to get a little housework done. Low income stuff. And, well, you know, and, wouldn't you know, what was I gonna say? Damn it. Well, I was outside and I was checking something on the truck. And as well, what the hell was I doing? I might have been, shoot, I forget what I was doing, but there's some plywood up against the fence that is, say so, damn it, what is it? Covered with a tarp, wood, plywood. And literally, another bang. Now, there is nothing over in this section of the yard near two pine trees. The wood is laying up against the neighbor's fence. So there's be tipped over, dumped without someone physically being there. And I do have a leftover pile of rock. And that's what it pretty much sounds like. It's like something picked up a rock and hit the damn plywood. And, you know, I'm standing outside. And there's literally, there ain't no one making no pranks on me either, you know. Because I'm out there by myself. And for that being said, and for that loud of a bang, I mean, there could have nothing else been possibly that could have made that unless someone was standing there playing a prank and I heard a bang outdoors on the wood. So with that being said, I mean, there might have been one more thing that happened, and I think it was another bang, and I mean, and that was out throughout the house too. So it's getting nuts. And this all happened in the middle of this month. And I mean, it wasn't around the time of this, but ever since this video you're watching right now happened, now there's been other activities. And it's the physical one, where things start coming out, you know. So, that being said, bear with me. That being said, you know, I don't want the dog to start barking, but all in all, this is just, it's getting wackier with me. And I don't know what's trying to communicate with me, but it definitely is getting stronger. Something is getting stronger. I mean, whether or not it's this month, I mean, this happening didn't happen in the beginning of the month. Or did it? Trying to get the date. This was restored. But I'm all in all, I mean, this crazy stuff that's been happening. And that ain't even including the stuff around the house that I've been catching on. I haven't checked my security cameras too much, but there was time that I did, and I caught something on that too. But you know, I'm getting sick of the orbs. I want these black masses like the one you see in this video. And I mean, it's a very dull one, but it made itself known. And it's still making itself known. So, I mean, and something happened in the truck with my wife, like something like came with us and did something to her, and she's been feeling water when it ain't even raining out, dripping on her. And that's another thing that's been happening mysteriously, so always got to document. But anyways, I'm going to get in. I just wanted to share that story tonight. If you've been watching this video, seeing that black mass just tumble on by, it's getting stronger in my house, so yeah. I don't know when I'm going to set the camera up again, night vision, but I think I'm going to soon. So, till that next video, be safe, take care, and always believe. Have a good night, folks.